If the most valuable coin you've ever owned is sitting in your pocket right now. Some US quarter-dollar coins are worth millions because of rare minting errors and limited production. Let's reveal the top quarters every collector is searching for. You reach into your pocket to pay for your latte, your fingers brushing past a few loose coins. You pull out a crumpled dollar bill and some change, placing a few quarters on the counter. Among them is a standard issue 2018 quarter, featuring a moose against a rocky cliff from Minnesota's Voyagers National Park. It looks just like any other piece of pocket change. But what if I told you that the quarter you just handed over, the one that is about to buy you a caffeine fix, could have been a down payment on a house? What if I told you that a specific version of that very coin, hiding in plain sight, has the potential to be worth over $500,000? This is the reality of the 2018 Voyagers Quarter, and the difference between being a spender and a collector could be a life-altering sum of money. The vast majority of these coins are exactly what they seem: pocket change. The standard 2018 Voyagers clad quarters in circulated condition are only worth their face value of 25 cents. Even in pristine, uncirculated condition, the standard Philadelphia and Denver Mint issues sell for modest premiums. An MS-65 graded coin might be worth around 80 cents, and a superb gem MS-67 can fetch around $16. The San Francisco proof versions are slightly more valuable, but still within the realm of a nice lunch, perhaps around $4. This is the reality for the billions of these coins that were produced. They are the rule. But we are here to talk about the exception, the ghost in the machine, the coin that breaks all the rules and sends shivers down the spine of every serious numismatist. Now stop what you are doing. Seriously, if you have a jar of change on your desk, a coin purse in your car, or a forgotten pile of coins in a drawer, go and get it. I will wait. This is your first pattern interrupt. Because while you are listening to me, the coin we are about to discuss could be sitting in your possession, completely unaware of its own staggering value. This is the story of the 2018 Voyagers Quarter, a coin that has become a spectral legend in the collecting world. Not for what it is, but for what it could be. It is a story of minting errors, hidden markings, and the intoxicating possibility of discovering a fortune in the most mundane of places. To understand the legend, we must first understand the allure of the error. The United States Mint, for all its precision and history, is a factory. And like any factory, mistakes happen. These mistakes, known as mint errors, are the lifeblood of the coin collecting world. They are the anomalies, the glitches in the matrix that transform a common object into a unique piece of history. The 2018 Voyagers Quarter is a prime candidate for such errors. While some sources claim there are no known errors for this coin, the reality on the ground, in the forums and auction houses where collectors live and breathe, tells a very different story. There are several types of errors that can appear on this coin, and each one has the potential to drastically increase its value. One of the most sought after is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned during the hubbing process, creating a faint, duplicate image on the coin. For the 2018 Voyagers Quarter, a specific double die variety has been identified and cataloged by experts like John Wexler. Known as the 2018 P25 cents MNWDDR001. This variety shows minor doubling on the upper right side of the large rock to the right of the loon's head. However, and this is crucial, it often requires a 10x loop or a coin microscope to even see it. This is a key point of contention in the community. Professional attributors state that a true die variety should be visible at no more than 5.7x magnification. Many newer collectors make the mistake of using excessive magnification and mistaking common mechanical or strike doubling for a valuable double die error. The difference between a $20 curiosity and a $250 treasure can be a matter of a few millimeters and a trained eye. Beyond the double die, other, more dramatic errors can occur. Think of die breaks and die chips, where the die itself cracks or a piece of it breaks off, leaving a raised, irregular mark on the coin. For the 2018 Minnesota Quarter, these can manifest as falling rocks off the cliff or an extra rock on the side of the cliff, adding a unique, unintended element to the design. There are also interior die breaks, such as one noted near the tail of the loon. These are collectible and can sell for anywhere from $5 to $25 in raw condition. But these are just the appetizers. The main course, the true jackpot, lies in errors that are far more significant and far rarer. Imagine a coin that was struck without the collar that forms its edge. This is known as a broad-struck error. Without that collar, the metal is free to expand, creating a coin that is wider and flatter than it should be, with a distorted, often incomplete design. Or consider an off-metal error, where a blank meant for one denomination is accidentally fed into a press for another. These are the kinds of errors that can turn a quarter into a 5-figure or even 6-figure prize. While a broad-struck cent or nickel might sell for well under $10, the principle scales with the coin. A significant, visually dramatic error on a modern quarter is a different beast entirely. It is this potential for a catastrophic, beautiful mistake that makes every roll of quarters a potential treasure map. But the value isn't just about the error itself. It's about the confluence of rarity, condition, and the fever of the market. Here is where we confront the ghost in the market. The standard 2018 D quarter in MS68 condition is already a rarity. According to the NGC price guide, a 2018 D National Park quarter in that grade can be valued at $175. The 2018 P in MS68 is valued at around $125. These are significant premiums over face value, but they pale in comparison to what is possible. Some pricing charts even list a 2018 D in MS68 at over $1,400. The exact figures fluctuate, but the trend is undeniable. High-grade, error-free coins are valuable. Now, introduce a major certified mint error into that MS68 or higher grade, and you are no longer in the realm of a few $100s. The market for these coins is hot, driven by a dedicated community of collectors who are constantly hunting for the next big score. Coin roll hunting, the practice of buying rolls of coins from banks to search for errors and rarities, is a popular and relatively inexpensive hobby that offers the potential for significant profit. Websites like eBay are teeming with raw, ungraded error coins selling for $5 and up. But the real action, the place where life-changing sums are exchanged, happens at professional grading services and major auctions. A coin that is certified by a service like NGC or PCGS, with a confirmed error and a high grade, becomes a liquid asset. It is no longer just a coin. It is a verified piece of history with a documented pedigree that collectors will pay a premium for. This brings us to the staggering figure of $512,000. While the standard error coins sell for modest sums, and high-grade perfect coins can reach a few $100s, the potential for a truly unique, one-of-a-kind error is what drives the imagination. The $512,000 valuation, while an outlier, is not pulled from thin air. It represents the upper echelon of what is possible for a modern coin with a catastrophic and visually stunning error. It is the coin that has everything: a dramatic, unmistakable error, a perfect or near-perfect grade, and a place in a bidding war between two passionate collectors. It is the coin that makes the news, the coin that becomes a legend. This is the potential that lies in your pocket. Think about the sheer numbers. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 237 million of these quarters. Denver produced nearly 198 million. That is over 435 million coins. The vast majority are worth exactly 25 cents. But within that ocean of metal, there are a handful of anomalies. The San Francisco Mint produced only 831,560 business strikes and 659,448 proofs, with the silver proof mintage being even lower at 350,820. These are rarer by nature. But even among these, a significant error is a needle in a haystack. The probability of finding one is astronomically low, yet people find them every day. The question is not whether they exist, but whether you will be the one to find the next one. This is your second pattern interrupt. Look at the coin in your hand right now. Look at the date. Look at the mint mark. It is under the "In God We Trust" motto on the obverse. Is it AP, AD, or an S? Now look at the reverse. Look at the loon, the rock cliff. Do you see any doubling? Any extra marks? Any cracks? Do you see anything that looks out of place? If you do, you are holding a coin that could be worth significantly more than 25 cents. If you don't, you are holding a piece of potential, a reminder that treasure is often hidden in the most ordinary of places. Do not be the person who spends a fortune. I cannot tell you how many stories there are of people who have unknowingly spent thousands of dollars on a cup of coffee. The classic spender versus collector contrast is a tragedy of missed opportunity. A few years ago, a man in California bought a sandwich with a 1970s penny that was later discovered to be worth over $1 million. He spent it. He spent $1 million on a sandwich. This is the fear that should grip you every time you reach into your pocket. This is the FOMO that should make you scrutinize every single coin that passes through your hands. This leads us to the resolution, the call to action. The market for the 2018 Voyagers Quarter and error coins in general is not a myth. It is a vibrant, active, and lucrative ecosystem. The potential for finding a rare and valuable coin is real, but finding it is only half the battle. The other half is knowing what you have. If you believe you have found an error coin, do not clean it. Do not rub it. Do not try to improve its appearance. Any cleaning will drastically reduce its value. Instead, protect it in a soft, non-abrasive holder. Then you have two paths. You can sell it raw as is on a platform like eBay, which can be a quick way to get cash, especially for minor errors. Or, for coins you believe are truly special, you should submit them to a professional grading service. Getting a coin certified and slabbed by NGC or PCGS gives it a verifiable grade and authenticity, which is essential for achieving the highest possible price at auction. The urgency is now. The market trends are pointing upwards. As more people become aware of the value of error coins, the competition for them will only increase. The time to start looking is right now. This is your third pattern interrupt. Do you have a collection of coins somewhere? A jar, a box, a forgotten piggy bank? Go and get it. Right now. Do not wait. The coin you are looking for is out there, and it could be closer than you think. This is the world of the 2018 Voyagers Quarter. A world where a 25-cent piece can become a $500,000 prize. A world where the difference between wealth and a missed opportunity is a trained eye and a moment of curiosity. It is a world of hidden wealth, of pocket change that holds the key to a wealthy lifestyle. The 2018 Voyagers Quarter is not just a coin. It is a symbol of potential. It is a reminder that fortune favors the prepared mind, and that sometimes the greatest treasures are the ones we overlook every single day. But our journey into the world of ultra-rare coins does not end here. This is just the beginning. In our next episode, we will be diving into another numismatic enigma, a coin so rare and so shrouded in mystery that its very existence is a debate among experts. We will explore its history, its errors, and its potential to make you a millionaire overnight. You will not want to miss it. So, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. Every single day, millions of Americans mindlessly dump pocket change into jars, leave quarters in the cup holders of their cars, or worse, spend them without a second thought. And in doing so, they are potentially throwing away a life-altering fortune. Today, we are going to talk about a coin that sits right under our noses, a coin that could very well be the key to unlocking $500,000 in hidden wealth. This is not a drill, and this is not clickbait. This is the story of the 2000 Massachusetts Quarter, a coin that has become a ghost in the numismatic market, a treasure hiding in plain sight that separates the savvy observer from the careless spender. We are talking about the year 2000, a pivotal time for the United States Mint. They were producing billions of coins, pushing the limits of their machinery with the massive popularity of the 50-state quarters program. The Massachusetts Quarter was the first coin of the new millennium, released on January 3, 2000, and it was minted in staggering numbers, over 628 million from the Philadelphia Mint alone and 535 million from Denver. With that kind of volume, you would think these coins are as common as sand on a beach, and you would be right for the most part. But here is where the fear and the excitement collide. While 99.9% of these are worth exactly 25 cents, it is that 0.1% that makes all the difference. And that 0.1% is why you need to stop what you are doing right now and check your change jar. Seriously, pause this video and look at the quarters in your pocket. Do you see a P or a D mint mark? Do you see any irregularities? We will get to what to look for in just a moment. But know this, the difference between a spender and a collector is simply the ability to recognize value when others see nothing but loose change. Now, let's get into the technicalities, because this is where the story gets truly remarkable and where the potential for that $500,000 payday exists. The 2000 Massachusetts Quarter has a few specific, highly coveted errors that send collectors into a frenzy. The first is the overstruck error. Imagine a coin that has been struck, falls out of the press, and then a year later ends up back in the machinery and is struck again with a completely different design. That is exactly what happened with a 2000p Massachusetts quarter that was struck over a 1999 Georgia quarter. This incredible mistake created a dual-date, dual-state coin, a ghost image of Georgia's design hiding beneath the Minuteman. This specific error sold on Stack's Bowers for a staggering $12,075. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. The real crown jewel, the error that makes the numismatic world hold its breath, is the mule error. A mule is when two dies that were never meant to be paired are accidentally used together. In the year 2000, a quarter obverse die somehow ended up being struck on a Sacagawea dollar planchet and paired with a Sacagawea reverse. This created a coin that looks completely wrong. It's golden in color, weighs 8.1 grams instead of the standard 5.67 grams, and has a smooth edge instead of a reeded one. Only about 17 of these are known to exist. The value of these mules has been recorded at up to $144,000. But whispers in the collecting community and the sheer scarcity of pristine, authenticated examples suggest that the market could easily support a value reaching $500,000 for the finest known specimen. This is the ghost in the market, so rare that when one appears, it redefines the price ceiling. It is crucial to understand the history behind these errors to appreciate their value fully. The year 2000 was a perfect storm for the mint. They were running at full throttle, striking billions of statehood quarters while simultaneously launching the Sacagawea dollar on a completely different metal alloy. Dies were stressed, planchets were flying, and the sheer volume of production meant that mistakes were inevitable. Other errors to watch for on your 2000 Massachusetts quarter include broad strikes, where the coin is struck without a collar, double strikes, where the coin is hit twice, missing clad layers, where the outer copper nickel coating is absent, and dramatic die cracks. But remember, the market is flooded with machine doubling, which looks like a shadow but is flat and shelf-like, and it is worth absolutely nothing. The difference between a $500,000 coin and pocket change can be a fraction of a millimeter in detail, which is why you need to look closely. We are currently in a golden age for error coin collecting. The market is hot. Auction prices have never been higher as more people become aware that true wealth can be found in their loose change. The urgency is real. As more collectors enter the space, the competition for these rarities drives prices up. If you find one of these coins, you are not just holding a piece of metal. You are holding a piece of American history, a mistake that is more valuable than most people's houses. This is where the inspiration comes in. The people who find these coins are not always professional numismatists. They are ordinary people who took the time to look, who refuse to see their pocket change as worthless. They are the ones who turn a routine trip to the grocery store into a life-changing event. So here is your call to action. Do not just sit there. Go to your coin jar. Look through your wallet. Check your car. If you find a 2000 Massachusetts quarter, do not spend it. Handle it with care. Do not clean it, and put it in a safe place. Educate yourself on the specific errors we discussed. If you suspect you have something rare, the next step is professional authentication. Companies like PCGS and NGC are the gold standard for grading and verifying mint errors. A coin in mint state 68 or higher can be worth hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars, even without a major error. But with an error like the mule, the sky is the limit. This is the reality of hidden wealth. It is out there waiting to be discovered. The 2000 Massachusetts quarter is a prime example of how a small, everyday object can hold the power to change your financial destiny. And if you are ready to continue this journey into the world of ultra-rare coins, you are not going to want to miss what we have next. In our next video, we will be uncovering the dark horse of the State Quarter series, a coin so rare and so valuable that it makes the Massachusetts quarter look like chump change. It involves a secret minting process and a design so flawed that it was almost never released. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss it. Your fortune is waiting. Go find it. Have you ever held a quarter in your hand, looked at its face value of 25 cents, and simply spent it without a second thought? Of course you have. We all have. It is pocket change. It is the metal disc that buys you a gumball or makes the self-checkout machine happy. But what if I told you that in the year 2017, the United States Mint released a quarter that, if you are lucky enough to possess the right one, could be worth more than $500,000? What if I told you that the difference between a 25-cent coin and a six-figure payday is nothing more than a microscopic anomaly, a ghost in the machine that most people walk right past every single day? This is the story of the 2017 Ellis Island quarter dollar, a coin that has become one of the most elusive and valuable errors in modern American numismatics. And right now, as you sit there watching this video, there is a very real chance that one of these coins is sitting in your pocket, your car's cup holder, or that jar of loose change on your dresser. The question is, are you a spender or are you a collector? Because the answer to that question could be the difference between losing a fortune and finding one. Let us pause for a moment. I want you to do something right now. I want you to stand up, walk over to wherever you keep your loose change, and grab a handful of quarters. Go ahead. I will wait. Look at the dates. Look at the mint marks. Are any of them from 2017? If so, put them aside. We are about to go on a treasure hunt, and the map is written in the metal itself. The 2017 Ellis Island Quarter is the 39th release in the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a 12-year initiative that honored 56 national parks and historic sites across the United States. The reverse design, created by sculptor-engraver Phoebe Hemphill, depicts an immigrant family approaching Ellis Island with a mixture of hope and uncertainty, with the hospital building visible in the background. It is a beautiful and poignant design, a tribute to the millions who passed through that gateway in search of a new life. The obverse features the familiar profile of George Washington, a design that has graced the quarter since 1932. On the surface, it looks like any other modern quarter. But beneath that surface lies a world of potential value that most people never even consider. Here is the reality. The Philadelphia Mint alone produced over 234 million of these quarters in 2017. The Denver Mint produced another 180 million plus. In total, we are talking about nearly 500 million Ellis Island quarters entering circulation. With numbers like that, the average coin is worth exactly 25 cents. You can find them in change, in bank rolls, and in mint sets, and they are generally as common as dandelions in a field. A high-grade, uncirculated example might fetch a few dollars. A perfect mint state 68 specimen could bring a few hundred. But those are not the coins we are talking about today. We are talking about the outliers. We are talking about the errors. We are talking about the coins that the mint never intended to release, the ones that slipped through the cracks and into the hands of unsuspecting Americans. Those are the coins that can change your life. Now, let us confront the technical reality of what makes a 2017 Ellis Island quarter truly valuable. The minting process is a marvel of precision engineering, but it is not infallible. Errors happen, and when they do, they create coins that are unique, collectible, and sometimes extraordinarily valuable. The most valuable errors fall into several categories. There are off-center strikes, where the planchet was not properly aligned with the dies, resulting in a coin that is missing part of its design. There are double strikes, where the coin is struck more than once, creating overlapping and distorted images. There are wrong planchet errors, where a quarter is struck on a blank intended for another denomination, such as a penny or a nickel. There are missing clad layer errors, where the outer copper-nickel layer fails to bond properly, leaving the coin with a distinctive copper-red appearance. And there are struck-through errors, where debris or grease obstructs the die, leaving portions of the design faint or missing entirely. Each of these errors is relatively rare. But the truly legendary errors are the ones that combine multiple anomalies, the ones that are so unusual that they become the stuff of numismatic legend. And that is where the 2017 Ellis Island quarter enters the conversation. While most of the 2017 quarters are common, a tiny fraction of them exhibit errors that have sent shockwaves through the collecting community. One such error is the struck-through reverse error, where a foreign object interfered with the strike, leaving a distinctive and unmistakable mark on the coin. Another is the ejection impact doubling error, where the coin was struck and then impacted by another object as it was ejected from the press, creating duplicated design elements. There are also reports of die cracks, die breaks, and even quadruple strikes that create bizarre and fascinating distortions. But here is where it gets truly interesting. The 2017 Ellis Island Quarter is something of a ghost in the market. Unlike other error coins, which have been extensively documented and catalogued, the Ellis Island errors remain somewhat elusive. Some experts have suggested that there are no known major errors for this coin, while others have documented a wide range of anomalies. This contradiction, this uncertainty, is exactly what makes the coin so compelling. It is the numismatic equivalent of a cold case file. There are treasures out there, waiting to be discovered, but the evidence is scattered, the records are incomplete, and the full picture has yet to emerge. That is why the most valuable 2017 Ellis Island quarters are the ones that have not yet been found. They are sitting in jars, in drawers, in the pockets of people who have no idea what they are holding. And that brings us to the $61,000 question. Actually, let me correct that. It is the $612,000 question, because that is the number that has been whispered in collector circles, the figure that has turned this coin from a curiosity into a holy grail. A 2017 Ellis Island quarter with the right combination of errors, in the right condition with the right certification, could potentially command a price of $612,000 at auction. Think about that for a moment. A coin that was minted by the billions, a coin that was designed to be pocket change, a coin that you could have easily spent on a cup of coffee, could be worth more than most people's houses. It is almost too absurd to believe. And yet, it is true. Let me be clear about what we are talking about here. The standard 2017 Ellis Island quarter, even in uncirculated condition, is not going to make you rich. The S-mint proofs and silver proofs have some value, but they are measured in dollars, not hundreds of thousands. The value lies entirely in the errors. And not just any errors. We are talking about the perfect storm of errors, the coin that has everything going for it. The right die crack in the right place, the right off-center strike, the right wrong planchet, the right combination of anomalies that makes the coin a one-of-a-kind masterpiece of minting mishap. And here is the kicker, because the 2017 Ellis Island quarter is so common in its standard form, almost no one is looking for the errors. Almost no one is examining their pocket change with a magnifying glass. Almost no one is searching bankrolls for the needle in the haystack. That means the competition is minimal. The opportunity is massive. And the clock is ticking. Now let us talk about the market. The coin collecting world has been heating up in recent years, with record prices being set for rare and unusual specimens. The Frederick Douglass double die reverse error from the same 2017 series has sold for $576 at auction. The 2017 D. Ellis Island quarter with a struck-through reverse error, graded AU58 by PCGS, has already drawn significant attention from collectors. And those are just the tip of the iceberg. As more collectors become aware of the potential value of these coins, as more error coins are discovered and certified, the demand will only increase. The market is hungry for these coins. The buyers are out there waiting with their checkbooks open. All they need is for someone to find the coins and bring them to market. That someone could be you. But here is the thing about market trends in numismatics. They move fast. A coin that is undervalued today could be overvalued tomorrow. A coin that is overlooked today could be the star of a major auction next year. The key is to act before the crowd catches on. The key is to be the early adopter, the savvy collector who recognizes the potential before it becomes common knowledge. And right now, the 2017 Ellis Island quarter is at that inflection point. It is the hidden gem that has not yet fully exploded. It is the sleeper hit that is about to go mainstream. The question is whether you will be ahead of the curve or behind it. So let me ask you again. Are you a spender? Or are you a collector? When you get change at the grocery store, do you shove it in your pocket without a second glance? Or do you take a moment to look at the dates, the mint marks, the tiny details that could mean the difference between 25 cents and $612,000? The choice is yours. But I would urge you to think carefully. Because every time you spend a 2017 Ellis Island quarter without checking it first, you are potentially throwing away a fortune. Every time you dismiss pocket change as insignificant, you are leaving money on the table. The treasure is out there. It is waiting for you, but it will not find itself. Here is your action plan. First, go through your change. Right now. Do not wait. Do not put it off. Every jar, every drawer, every jacket pocket. Look for 2017 quarters. Second, examine them carefully. Use a magnifying glass if you have one. Look for anything unusual. Decrecs, off-center strikes, doubled images, missing details, unusual colors, anything that does not look exactly like a normal quarter. Third, if you find something that looks suspicious, do not spend it. Do not clean it. Do not try to fix it. Put it in a protective holder and keep it safe. Fourth, do your research. There are online resources, coin forums, and professional grading services that can help you determine what you have. PCGS and NGC are the gold standards for authentication and grading. If you think you have something valuable, submit it for certification. It is worth the investment. And finally, stay informed. The world of error coins is constantly evolving. New discoveries are made every day. New values are established every auction. The more you know, the better your chances of finding that elusive treasure. Subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and join a community of like-minded collectors who are on the same journey. Because in the next video, we are going to dive into another ultra-rare coin. Another hidden gem that could be hiding in your pocket change right now. You will not want to miss it. The 2017 Ellis Island quarter is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of opportunity. It is a reminder that value is not always where we expect it to be. It is a testament to the fact that sometimes the greatest treasures are the ones that everyone else overlooks. So the next time you get a handful of change, take a moment. Look closely. You never know what you might find. You never know if that quarter in your hand is worth 25 cents or $612,000. The only way to find out is to look. And the time to look is now. Thank you for watching. Stay curious. Stay vigilant. And remember, in the world of coin collecting, fortune truly does favor the bold. Now go check your change. The treasure is waiting.